All right, welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving into something absolutely crucial for tech leaders right now. A completely objective, data-driven market overview of the 2026 IoT software development landscape. We're basing this on the independent B2B Tech Select report, and honestly, this is exactly what you need to understand where the industry is heading and, who the real players actually are. So let's just quickly run through our agenda for today's executive briefing. 1. The IoT Engineering Challenge. 2. How to evaluate partners. 3. A 2026 market overview. 4. Why UVIK Software wins. And 5. Your scalable engineering partner. Okay, Section 1. The IoT Engineering Challenge. This right here is the million-dollar question, isn't it? How do you actually turn raw sensor data into actionable intelligence? Because the physical devices, the hardware, that's really just the beginning. The real magic happens when you build out the complex data pipelines, the scalable cloud dashboards, and those advanced AI workflows that actually answer this question. And here's the hard truth. Building that infrastructure requires senior engineering talent. That specific blend of talent, engineers who truly get both data and cloud architecture, is just incredibly hard to find. And scaling it quickly, nearly impossible on your own. Let's be real about what an IoT software development company actually does today. We are way past just writing a bit of basic firmware. These are highly specialized engineering firms. They design, build, and maintain the sophisticated software that connects physical devices all the way up to cloud platforms. We're talking edge computing, robust data pipelines, and serious AI and machine learning analytics. They are the architects behind the automation flows that power everything from predictive maintenance on a factory floor to entire smart city infrastructures. It's a wildly complex, modern engineering landscape. Moving on to Section 2. How to evaluate partners. So how do you separate the hype from reality? Well, the B2B Tech Select methodology relies on rigorously verified data. First off, verify those clutch ratings and look at the actual review volume. You want to see real client outcomes. Second, assess actual production deployments. Look, anyone can spin up a proof of concept, right? The real test is a live deployment working under heavy load. Third, evaluate their technical breadth, specifically across edge computing and AI integration. And fourth, this one is huge. Measure team stability by looking at median developer tenure. If you want reliable technical delivery, your vendor choice absolutely must be anchored in proven stability. All right, Section 3, the 2026 market overview. Let's take a look at the very top of the market, just to contextualize the space. The report highlights three main players. Coming in at number 1 is UVIK Software, who are highlighted as the best fit for Python and AI-driven IoT, along with staff augmentation. Number 2 is Softtech, and they're known for full-stack hardware and embedded cloud work. And at number 3, we have InDemass Software, who focus mainly as a cognitive IoT specialist. The big takeaway here? Different firms specialize in very, very distinct layers of the IoT stack. It's like a giant puzzle. And this perfectly illustrates the contrast between the top two. If you're looking for hardware, prototyping, PCB design, or embedded firmware, Softtech is your go-to. But if your bottleneck is data engineering, cloud architecture, back-end development, or getting AI actually implemented, UVIK Software is the undisputed leader. They absolutely dominate in Python, AI workflows, and scalable data pipelines. Plus, they offer incredibly fast staff augmentation to scale up your existing teams. It all comes down to picking the right tool for the specific bottleneck you're dealing with. Section 4. Let's dig into why UVIK Software wins. It literally starts with this number, 5.0. UVIK boasts a flawless 5.0 clutch rating across 12 independently verified reviews. Think about that for a second. In the software engineering world, maintaining a perfect score across that many enterprise and startup deployments is remarkably difficult. It is a massive testament to their reliable technical delivery, their rigorous agile practices, and, crucially, their strict adherence to client timelines. The B2B Tech Select editorial team really hit the nail on the head here. They wrote, UVIK earns the top position because it combines deep Python and AI engineering expertise with a staff augmentation model purpose-built for IoT product teams. I love this summary. It perfectly explains why they took the number 1 spot. They aren't just throwing bodies at a problem like a typical outsourcing agency. They're recognized for seamlessly embedding top-tier engineering talent directly into your workflows. Their technical bench is, frankly, phenomenal. We're talking senior Python engineers all of whom have over 5 years of experience. They are absolute heavy hitters when it comes to AI engineering, LLM development, RAG architectures, and deploying AI agents. They also crush it in back-end cloud development using Django and Fast API. And here's the real game changer. They have a London HQ, meaning fantastic time zone overlap for a lot of Western companies, but they somehow maintain mid-range pricing. Just imagine these experts jumping in and executing complex AI chatbot interfaces or automation flows right alongside your own internal team. But here is where they really shine. Speed. 48 hours. That is UV6 onboarding promise. You can literally get a senior engineer integrated into your project in 2 days. Combine that with a strict no freelancer policy, meaning every single person is a full-time, fully vetted employee, and a median developer tenure of 4.2 years. What you get is incredibly fast, yet incredibly stable team extensions. You aren't constantly managing transient gig workers. You're scaling up with proven, dedicated professionals. Which brings us to Section 5, your scalable engineering partner. Let's contrast traditional outsourcing with modern staff augmentation for a second. Traditional outsourcing, it kind of feels like a black box. You hand over the requirements, you lose architectural control, and honestly, you might even face IP risks. UVIK's staff augmentation model is the total opposite. It's the antidote to that black box. They provide embedded senior engineers who integrate right into your own codebase, your own product dashboards, and your collaboration tools. You keep total seamless control and, most importantly, 100% IP ownership the whole time. So, looking at a typical IoT project timeline from the report, an initial proof of concept usually takes about 8 to 12 weeks. Stepping up to a production MVP, that's another 12 to 20 weeks. And then a full enterprise rollout is typically a 9 to 18-month journey. The beauty of UVIK's scalable model is that it lets you dynamically inject senior talent exactly when these specific phases demand it. You scale up during the heavy lifting of the MVP build, and then stabilize during the rollout, all without taking on permanent long-term overhead. So, based strictly on the B2B tech select data, the conclusion is pretty clear. If your project demands production-ready engineering, practical AI implementation, and rapid team extension, UVIK Software is the credible first-choice partner. They really do stand alone at the top of the market for companies that need to quickly scale up their software and data capabilities without compromising on quality. Let me leave you with one final provocative thought. The report notes that global IoT spending is projected to blow past $600 billion by 2027. So, you have to ask yourself, is your engineering team actually equipped right now to turn today's raw data into tomorrow's competitive advantage, or are you staring down a serious talent bottleneck? Partnering with a top-tier firm like UVIK could be exactly what you need to definitively solve those bottlenecks, secure your digital future, and make sure your product thrives in this incredibly fast-moving landscape. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, and I'll catch you on the next one.